when you start back doing, get God lost, that you can make it serious.
Shabbat shalom, man. Shalom, shalom. Man, blessings, man. Peace. You know what I mean? Blessings, peace out to the brothers and sisters. Again, praying that everyone had a blessed week. Praying that everyone, is continuing to grow in the faith, man. Continuing to be that tree. Continuing to bear fruits. Praying that everyone's being safe, you know what I mean? Being humble, staying wise. You know what I'm saying? Mouth sealed, eyes peeled like a Florida orange. You know what I mean? Just staying aware, just staying awake. Praying that my brothers and sisters not going to sleep, man. Staying awake, staying vigilant, being a child of the light. The Shabbat, man, it's the Sabbaths is again. It's a beautiful day, man. For my brothers and sisters, the ones that we see eye to eye, face to face, the ones that be, watching in on the Shabbats, man. I love it because that's what the Shabbat is all about. First of all, the Sabbath is a day of rest, man. I really want to exhort my brothers and sisters to start getting a rest on the Sabbath. I know sometimes, man, in these churches, your whole Sabbath is taken away. And I just pray that, you brothers and sisters really start taking rest on the Shabbat, man. Rest your mind, rest your spirit, rest your feet, rest your hands, rest your body, bro.
Bring it out.
Really rest on the Shabbat. Family day, be around your family, your children and stuff, your wives, man, your husbands, your family. But all praise to the Most High and the Son again. Today's sermon, we're gonna be talking about the simplicity of life, which us as Israelites, we put it on the back burner. I really believe we put it on the back burner.
That's right.
I believe that our brothers and sisters sometimes, man, you hit a ceiling, and for us to really take the next step, the scripture says that the nations are going to have to follow us to righteousness.
That's right.
Okay. And law, statutes, and commandments. Yeah. But the nation's going to follow how we live. And if anyone is going to follow anyone, to follow anything, period, that person, that organization, anything that you're following, they have to have down the basics.
That's right.
There should be no fumbling, or I would say we're called either lack of knowledge of the basics.
That's right.
When you think about life, brothers and sisters, again, when you think about life, what is life, man? What is this? What is life? What are we doing? Hear the conclusion of the whole matter: fear God and keep his commandments.
Bring it out.
But what are we supposed to be doing?
That's right.
The scripture tells man to be fruitful and multiply. And when you're dealing with life, it's simple. It's the man, it's the woman, it's the child, it's the home, and it's the family. What else do we have in this life? What else do we have? Think about it, brothers and sisters. Think about it. The Lord said his yoke is easy. The Lord wants us to live life, to keep the commandments and live.
That's right.
Man, woman, your child, the home, and your family. Brother, what else do you have? Sister, what else do you have? That's life. And if you look at our neighborhoods, and if you look at our conditions, and if you look at us as a people, our life quality, we have succumbed and submitted ourselves to a very low life quality.
Bring it out.
How is that possible when life is simple? Man, woman, child, home, and your family. Let me give it to you in a different way. You wake up in the morning, my brother and sister. You're probably waking up to your husband or to your wife.
That's right.
Some of us, we wake up by ourselves. As soon as you come out the bedroom, you take care of your necessary things in the bedroom. As soon as you leave out the bedroom, most of us, you walk out the bedroom to some children.
Teach.
Or to a child.
Bring it out.
Some of us, no one. Come. You go to work. You do your due diligence to earn you an income. You handle whatever you have out in society, okay? Whatever it is that you do. And then you go home to your children and to your wife, or to your children and to your husband, or by yourself. What else other than life is it than that? And when you think about it, brothers and sisters, we're struggling. Some of us are getting better in the spirit. But what I'm telling you for brothers and sisters is, it's time for us to reclaim back power over our own lives.
That's right.
It's time, man. It is time, bro. It's time. Reclaim back the power over your life. What does a man and what does a woman need to have power over their life? Go to the slideshow, my brother. Go to the slideshow. Hit the first slide. Look, the scripture tells us in Ecclesiasticus 29, we're going to get this in a second, okay? In Ecclesiasticus 29, that the chief thing for life is water, bread, and clothes, and a place to cover your head.
That's right.
This is what the scripture tells us. The chief thing, it said the chief thing, like the thing that you need to live this life. We're going to be talking about how we need to break the ceiling of our brothers and sisters need to be somebody as well. It's okay to be somebody.
That's right.
It's okay to be somebody and serve the Lord at the same time. We're going to be talking about that. But again, the chief thing in life is water, bread, clothes, and a place to stay. Okay? Let's go to Ecclesiasticus real quick. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 29 and verse 1. Let's go ahead and get into it. This is the last call to reclaim your power over your life, sis. This is the last call to reclaim power over your life. And we're going to be talking about different things that steal that power. And it's going to be a summary of all of the sermons that we've been hearing, man, over these last couple of weeks, couple of months, couple of years. It's all really coming together, man.
That's right.
Fitting in. It's time to reclaim that power over your life, bro. The power over your life, sister. Ecclesiasticus chapter 29, verse 21. Read this.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 29 and verse 21.
Read.
The chief thing for life is water.
The Lord is telling us the chief thing for life is water. Read.
And bread.
In bread. Read.
And clothing.
In clothing. Read.
And in house to cover shame.
In a house to live in. What else do you have? Let's go to Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 6 when you're talking about the simplicity of life. Man, woman, child, house, and love. Man, woman, child, the house, and love, and family. The man, the woman, the child, the love, and the family. the man, the woman, the child, the home, the family. What else do you have?
Bring it out.
What else do you have? Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 6. Read this.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 6.
Read.
Go to the end.
See, the Lord is telling us, man, even though that we Lord of all dying creatures, still consider that little creature too, even the one that's about, you can't even really see it unless you gotta go all the way down to the ground. Let's consider this little small ant. Let's consider the small thing. Let's see what the Lord gave them. Check this out. Read.
Go to the end, thou sluggard. Consider her ways.
Consider the ant ways. Read.
And be wise.
And observe. Read.
Which having no guide.
The ant don't have no guide. Read.
Overseer.
The ant doesn't have an overseer. Read.
Or ruler.
The ant doesn't have a ruler. Read.
Provideth her meat in the summer, and gathereth her food in the harvest.
Even the ant's doing it.
Bring it out.
What else is it in life that we have? Why does the turns and the ups and the downs and the emotions and the thoughts and the anxieties and doubts just make us so bogged in that we don't live life?
Bring it out.
This is at an all-time high, spiritual war. This is at an all-time high for my brothers and sisters of how this system is trying to take away your sanity.
That's right.
Make you go insane. We reclaim the power over our lives by taking care of the home.
That's right.
That's all you have. That is it. You take care of these things by your home, brother. What else do you have, bro? What else are you doing, sister? You wake up, you go to sleep next to your husband or to your wife. This is the daily cycle that we live. You take care of your business in the bathroom. You go out, you probably got children. And the children got the parents. And you handle your situations and your things and you come right back home to the children. What else are we thinking about? What else are we worried about? What else is on our minds?
Teach.
The cares of this world.
That's right.
The lust of the eyes.
That's right.
And the lust of the flesh.
That's right.
Put me up on the slideshow. Okay, give me 1 second real quick. Matter of fact, got another point on that. Go to Genesis chapter 25. Bread, food, water, and a place to stay. Bread, food, and water, and a place to stay. When you think about the things that goes on, it make it seem like that we living in it make it seem like it's just, we got all different just type of stuff just coming at us, man, and they just throwing stuff at us. You got these things just coming at us like, man, I need to be able to think, I need to get my stuff in order, but all you got is the man, the woman, the child, and the home, and the family.
Teach.
That is it.
That's right.
That is it. Do you see how this system just make you believe that you got 100 million things you got to do?
Bring it out.
It just make it to where that it's not possible. Never to be achieved. The scripture told us, Jacob was a plain man. Genesis 25:27. Read this.
The book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 27.
Read.
And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents.
Let's go back to the slideshow. So we're going to be talking about the different phases of how it is to be an Israelite. Okay? And you hear me all the time talk about the next phase. Okay? The next phase. You have to evolve, brothers and sisters. You cannot continue with the same game plan, the same business plan without evolving to go to the next phase.
That's right.
To go to the next level. And us as Israelites, we must go to the next phase.
Teach.
And this is spiritual. And you have to be spiritual to take care of your home. Because that is all we doing. Each of us individually doing essentially the same thing collectively, being the body of Christ. The chief thing for life is water, bread, clothing, and a place to stay.
That's right.
Sometimes in Israel, man, it's just like put a 1 in the chat if you understand what I'm saying. Put a 1 in the chat. Let's get it. Let's get the interactions going, brothers and sisters. Y'all coming in. Put a 1 in the chat if you understand what I'm talking about. You see what I mean? This is why the Lord tell us to lean on his wisdom, lean on his understanding, bro, because, matter of fact, take me off of the screen. Go to Isaiah chapter 55. Isaiah chapter 55. Read verse 8 for the people. Read this.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 55 and verse 8.
Read.
For my thoughts are not your thoughts.
My thoughts are not your thoughts. Read.
Neither are your ways my ways.
Neither are your ways the Lord's ways. Read.
Saith the Lord.
Said who?
Saith the Lord.
Said who?
Saith the Lord.
Saith the Lord. Read.
For as the heavens are higher than the earth.
The heavens and understanding they higher than the earth. Read.
So are my ways higher than your ways.
So is the Lord's ways and his doings and understanding higher than yours. Read.
And my thoughts than your thoughts.
When the Lord is telling us to go and consider that, why do we make life so hard?
Bring it out.
Life hard sometimes, ain't it? Why?
Teach.
Give me that answer.
Teach.
You know, sometimes, man, you do y'all hear me? Sometimes I'm like, I don't know if they hear me. You see how sometimes, man, you don't even know how you're gonna make it to the next day. Sometimes, brothers and sisters, it's just like we can't see the light. We don't know how we gonna get it through the next day because of all of the things that Satan is putting upon us.
That's right.
Distractions. Making us go to other doors. When the Lord says straight and narrow is the path to the kingdom, we trees. Your job is to bear fruit.
Bring it out.
It is that simple.
That's right.
But our minds, man, it's just Monday. Tuesday. Woo, stressing, man. We on the phone. We pen Wednesday. We just don't know. And then Thursday come around, man. Man, they call on my phone on the Friday coming around. And it's just the man. At the end of the day, it's the man and the woman. In the children, in the house, in the family. Ain't nothing else. Hit this first slide. You see, my brothers and sisters, when you come into the Israelite religion, the first thing that's gonna happen to you in your first phase is you're gonna go through the awakening phase. And the awakening phase is it's a good phase. Okay, this is when you're intrigued. This is when you're gonna be intrigued. Your interest is gonna be at an all-time high. Right. You probably gonna see some videos. Okay, you probably 90% of us, 100% of us, majority of us got woken up off street teaching.
That's right.
So you go through your awakening phase. And this is through all phases of life. You go through your awakening phase. You find out in your spirit telling you something wrong. You find out in your spirit telling you something ain't right. I need something to fix. Something calling me. Somebody talking to me. I'm trying to see some light. I can see a little something. You go through your awakening phase. Isn't it beautiful? You find out you an Israelite. Put me on the main screen. You find out you an Israelite. You find out that God loves you. You have something to identify with. And this is the awakening stage when the Lord is calling you out of darkness. This is the first stage of it. Let's go to 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 7. 1 Peter. Put me back up on the screen when we're talking about the awakening. The first phase of being an Israelite. So a lot of people have never heard this before. A lot of people don't know that there are levels to this. Okay? First phase, you're going to go through your awakening phase. So a lot of us do. That's, you start to see different things. You start to hear different things. You looking for the light. Now you can see. Now you're going through your awakening phase. This is the first step of what we're talking about, reclaiming back power over our lives. Because you go through your awakening phase, there are certain things that you must know. There's certain things that you must fix about your own life. Certain things you got to fix about your spirit. To be able to make life as simple as it is. To be able to compare your life just as the ant.
That's right.
Certain things you got to do. Certain things you got to change. Certain things you have to go when the first phase is your awakening.
Bring it out.
And this is what it is, man, when you're going through your awakening. The Lord said that you're going to have these things and be more righteous in your spirit. Let's get some understanding on this, okay? Matter of fact, go to 2 Peter real quick. Romans chapter 13. Okay. Romans chapter 13. And these are scriptures, man, that we've all heard before. Okay. But this is the first phase of this thing. This is the first phase of this walk. This is the first phase of your righteousness in order to fix the things that we fumbled in the past. Have to be able to see that you've been called out of darkness to walk into the Lord's in his marvelous light. Romans 13 and 11. Read this.
The book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 11.
Read.
And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed.
Keep reading.
The night is far spent.
See, the night is representing the darkness where the Lord has called us up out of that darkness. Your awakening. Read.
The day is at hand.
The day is at hand. Read.
Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness.
Cast off that works of those darkness. This is what the Lord is coming into us, talking to us about our awakening. Read.
And let us put on the armor of light.
That's the light that we're supposed to have on, brothers and sisters. This is
Right.
when you first get called. You find out you an Israelite. Now that you can see that light,
That's right.
you putting it on. Now you're starting to learn. Now your spirit is starting to be awakened. You understand and you can hear God's voice. The Lord said, my sheep hear his voice. You're studying. You go and get you a Bible. You go and get you an Apocrypha. You go and get you a Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary.
Bring it out.
Babylon 10 Buck 2.
That's right.
And you start watching. And you start memorizing. And you start reading. And your spirit starts to get up. And you start to understand. Go to Isaiah chapter 52 and verse 1. Isaiah chapter 52 and verse 1. Isaiah chapter 52 verse 1. Listen to me, brothers and sisters, and flow with me today. I'm trying to paint the picture to you of this ceiling that we need to break. The first phase is your awakening phase. Reclaim on that time. And some of you brothers and sisters, you're going through your awakening phase right now. Finally, probably just found out that you were an Israelite as well. These different things. You go to your awakening phase. Now you're being called out of darkness. And now you're walking into the Lord's marvelous light. Now you're learning. Now your eyes are starting to be open. Now your ears are starting to be open. You're probably watching video 24/7.
Bring it out.
Draining yourself in the information, diving yourself in the information because you wanted to know, you needed to understand it. The Lord was calling you out of that darkness and you needed it.
That's right.
First phase, awakening. You awake. You awakening. Them dry bones is starting to wake up. You awaken. Isaiah chapter 52 in verse 1. Read this.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 52 and verse 1.
Read.
Awake, awake. Put on thy strength.
Awake and put on that strength. That's what you felt. Read.
O Zion.
You learned, you Zion. Now you're excited and you want to go forth into this walk. Read.
Put on thy beautiful garment.
You see the garments, man, that you wear, your spiritual garments. You want to put it on and you never want to take it off. You just now being awakened. Read.
O Jerusalem, the holy city.
You an Israelite, man. You're finding out that this is the way I found my identity. Read.
For henceforth there shall no more come unto thee the uncircumcised and the unclean.
Now you don't want to be uncircumcised no more. You want to be circumcised to the Lord. Now you don't want to be unclean. Your spirit is not want to be unclean no more. You want to be clean unto the Lord. Read.
Shake thyself from the dust.
Now you in your awakening phase, man. You want to shake the dust up off of you, don't you?
Bring it out.
Felt like your Hawashai was going to come out of the sky tomorrow.
Bring it out.
Fear of the Lord was upon you.
That's right.
This when that spirit start burning. Start getting up. You dive right in it. Shaking off the dust and now you arise and read.
And sit down.
Learning about yourself and different things. Read.
O Jerusalem.
Oh, Jerusalem, read.
Lose thyself from the bands of thy neck.
The bands of the neck, which is the bondage which our forefathers never could bear. Read.
O captive daughter of Zion.
The captives of the daughters are now being loosed from their bands. Read.
For thus saith the Lord, ye have sold yourselves for naught.
The Lord is telling us, man, in the past, we done sold ourselves. Now when we was walking in that darkness, read.
And ye shall be redeemed without money.
Now you awakened.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. First phase. Being called out of that darkness and walking into the Lord's marvelous light. Now you're walking in that first phase. The Most High and His Son is starting to shine that light upon you. You're starting to learn different things. You're starting to know different things. You're starting to hear different things, especially with an Israelite. Now your ears getting tickled.
Bring it out.
You start to make certain changes in your lives. You start to continue to push forward. One more, Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 10. And get ready for the next slide, brother. Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 10. And we're going to go on to the next slide. We're talking about this is the last chance that we got to get to reclaim our power over our lives, brothers and sisters. And we're talking about the man, the woman, the children, the house, and the family. What else do you have? Keep it real with me, man. Chop it up with me. Talk with me. What else do you have? What else are you doing? When you think about it, when you just relax and you think about it, what else are you doing? Nothing. Because you don't need to do nothing, because that is life.
Bring it out.
The man, the woman, the child, the house, the family, that is life. Be fruitful and multiply. But here it is for our brothers and sisters. Listen to the sermons that I'm teaching. I'm speaking to the people. Can y'all hear me, man? Sounding out the alarm. Can y'all hear me? We need to take back power over our lives. Phase 1. This is when the Most High and His Son is calling us out of this darkness into His marvelous light of exactly what He given us, that we must awake out of the sleep and rise in Christ, that He may give us this light. You was yearning for it. You was asking for it. And the Lord gave it to you. Ephesians chapter 5. Verse 13. Read this.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 5 and verse 13.
Read.
But all things that are reproved are made manifest by the light.
All things, man, that the Lord has to come and reprove and refine are manifest by Christ. Christ is the light. The light is the truth is the way. That's it. The light. All things are manifested by Christ. Read.
For whatsoever doth make manifest is light.
Whatever things that come to pass, whatever things is fruitful is light. Read.
Wherefore He said,
Wherefore the Lord say, read.
awake, thou that sleep.
Awake. Now you awake. You will awaken. You are your awakening phase. I'm a Hebrew. I'm an Israelite, man. Nobody can't tell me nothing. See what I'm talking about? Do you see what I'm talking about? Awakest thou that sleepest, read.
And arise from the dead.
Arise from the dead, arise from the dust, arise from the darkness, arise from sin.
Bring it out.
It's the same, man.
That's right.
It's the same. It's the same. Rise from the dead, read.
And Christ shall give thee light.
Put me back up on the slideshow. That's that first phase. Phase 2 is the basics. So you go through your first phase, right? Your first phase is your awakening. It's like an explosion. And you should know what I'm talking about, brothers and sisters. It's like an explosion. Some of you probably sitting at home doing something, watching something, and then YouTube popped up, bam! I'm like, hold on, what the? And then it's just like an explosion, and just all this new knowledge just start coming, and just it starts to just come from everywhere, right? First phase 1, initiation. See, people don't. I don't think they understand what I'm talking about when I say that.
Bring it out.
I don't think they understand what I'm talking about. Phase 2 this is where brothers and sisters start opening up the Bible. Now, we understand how it is when you open up the Bible. Put me on the main screen. This is the basics, and this is the most critical part. After you go through your awakening, right? Boom, explosion. And y'all know how fast you know how fast it happened. It happened fast.
That's right.
Bam! You know what I'm saying? It happened fast. Then you start to open up the Bible. Most of us, before we came into the Israelite church, you never opened up the Bible in your life.
That's right.
Okay? Most of us. Some of us, you coming from the Christian churches. Some of us, you coming from the Nation of Islam. You're coming from all these different things, right? But then you start opening up the Bible, and then you start to learn about different things. And this is when you start to learn about the basics. Go to go to Exodus chapter 20 in verse 20 and verse 3. Exodus 20 and 3. And you can put me back up to where it says basics on the screen as well. Now you in phase 2. Now you in your basics. Now you're starting to learn doctrine. Okay?
Bring it out.
Which is very important for my brothers and sisters, man. Be careful with this Bible.
That's right.
Please be careful with this Bible. I'm going to say that again. Be careful with this Bible. I've seen it all. I have heard it all. Of every angle, of every way, every break. Brothers and sisters, be careful. Especially if you know you ain't living right. Be careful with this Bible. Then you open up the book and then you learn about the basics. 10 commandments, okay? Thou shalt not have no other gods before me, right? Thou shalt not make any graven images like unto thee in the heavens above and the water beneath, to bow down and serve them. The Lord is a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers of the third and the fourth generation. Pick back up verse 6.
And shewing mercy unto thousands of them that love me.
Keep reading.
And keep my commandments.
Read.
Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain.
Taking the Lord's name in vain. Read.
For the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain.
Keep reading.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Remember the Sabbath, keeping it holy. Read.
6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work.
6 days you labor, you do all your work. Read.
But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
The 7th day, the Shabbat. Read.
In it thou shalt not do any work.
These are the things that when you're learning after your awakening phase and you're getting down to basics, when you're highlighting your Bibles and you're writing in your Bibles and you're writing your precepts in your Bibles, now you're getting down to basics. Now you're learning and having these things right here. It's one of the first things you learn when you come into the Israelite world. You learn about the Sabbath.
That's right.
This is the basics. Do you see how the evolution of this thing go? Sometimes brothers and sisters be walking in blind.
Real talk.
You must know. One of the very first things you learned, man, when you had your awakening phase and you learn about the basics, you learn about the Sabbath.
That's right.
Right? I'm building the premises. I'm building a foundation. Okay? And I'm trying to show you something. And I'm trying to show my brothers and sisters something to help them in their lives. Read.
Nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gate.
Keep reading.
For in the 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that is in them, and rested the 7th day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it.
Keep reading.
Honor thy father and thy mother.
Fathers and mothers, read.
That thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
That sustains success. It sustains generations. It sustains longevity. Mothers and fathers, children's, read.
Thou shalt not kill.
You understand and you learn these things, the basics. Read.
Thou shalt not commit adultery.
You learn these things. This is the basics. Read.
Thou shalt not steal.
You learn not to kill. You learn not to commit adultery. You learn the law, not steal. Read.
Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor.
You learn not to bear false witness against your neighbor. Read.
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor.
Go to Exodus chapter 12 and verse 2. Exodus chapter 12, verse 2. You see, this is the last, take me off the basics. This is the last opportunity, brothers and sisters, that we have to take back our lives. See, the first phase you go in, man, you get awakened, right? Normally what brothers and sisters do when they get awakened, they change their names.
That's right.
Okay? So-and-so Israel, so-and-so Yasharallah, so-and-so, and sometimes these names. Okay? But all praise to the Most High and His Son. And then you, after that awakening phase when the Lord is calling you out of darkness into His marvelous light, trying to get you to give you back the power and knowledge to give you back your life, right? Then you got to learn, sis. You got to learn, bro.
That's right.
You're going into a new life. You're going into a new way of thinking. You're going into a new spirit. You're going into a new world, basically. You got to learn. And this is what you go to your second phase and your basics. You learn, man. You learn the commandments. You learn about the Passover. Exodus 12:1. Read this.
The book of Exodus, chapter 12 and verse 1.
Read.
And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you.
So you got to understand the Passover being instituted. Jump down to verse 14.
Verse 14.
Read.
And this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and ye shall keep it a feast to the Lord throughout your generations.
So you see when you go through that basic stage, man, how fun it is to learn about the Passover. It's very intriguing, ain't it? Because you don't want to do Christmas no more.
Bring it out.
Christmas bad, now I got Passover. You see, after you go through your awakening phase, then you learn the basics. Put a one in the chat, bro, if you understand what I'm saying, if you bring with it. Am I lying, bro?
Bring it out.
Am I lying? Am I sugarcoating it? Am I not telling you the process? Put a one in the chat if you went through it. Put a one in the chat if you went through it. See, this is real talk. Put a one in the chat. All praise to the Most High and His Son. Again, this is the last call that we have to reclaim back the power over our life. What is life? What is life? What we doing? What is life? Life consists of the man, the woman, the child, the home, and the family.
That's right.
That is it.
Teach.
Take a look at your grandmama and then what they got.
Bring it out. That's right.
What do grandmama and grandpa got other than their grandchildren's and their children's and each other? You see, the system, man, this system is a beast, bro. My God. This system is a beast. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 19. This system is crazy to where we know, and when we sit back and finally take a look, y'all heard me talk about that woosah all the time. Okay, better learn from Marcus. Better learn from Marcus. Marcus had to learn. I'm just being funny, man. But I'm being serious about the concept, though. You know what I'm saying? When you sit back, man, and you think about it, bro, we be stressing, bro, we be worrying, bro. It's just the world is upside down, turning in and out. I'm about to die one day. I'm about to go to jail the next day. I don't know how I'm gonna eat the next day. The next day, and then we still here.
Bring it out.
We still here, man.
Teach.
So obviously, it's an illusion.
That's right.
Obviously, it doesn't have the effect on us like we believe that it does. When you sit back and you think, you got two choices, sis. You got two choices, bro. Choose life or choose death.
Right.
Death is all around you, man.
That's right.
How many things do they pump to us that has nothing to do with family?
Bring it out.
How much? What do they pump to us on the phones, on the TVs, the avatar? Think about all of the things, man, that they pump on us that ain't got nothing to do with your son or your daughter or your wife or your home or your family. And it boggles our minds. And it gets us frustrated. And it gets us out of the spirit. It gets us in this revolving life cycle. that we live, a revolving life cycle. This is the last call that we have to take back power over your life. See, one thing that I know, man, my brothers and sisters, I love seeing my brothers and sisters in a good mood with a smile on their face and different things of that nature. But I know the sentiment of the whole world is everybody nervous. It's a calmness in the earth right now. Things could go drastically up or they could go drastically down in a second.
That's right.
Deuteronomy chapter 30 in verse 15. Read this.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30 and verse 15.
Read.
See, I have set before thee this day life and good.
Life, good. Read.
And death and evil.
Death and evil is what the Lord said before us, brothers and sisters. Two choices. That death be creeping up on us, man. Like, why? Stiff neck, hard head. Listen to the Lord voice of what the Lord trying to guide you, sis. Listen to the Lord voice, what the Lord trying to guide you, bro. Read.
In that I command thee this day to love the Lord thy God.
Love God. Read.
To walk in his way.
And what now? Walk in your own way. See, that's the thing. We'll be talking about that here in a second. Walking in your own way, man. The evil heart of the imaginations of what man and what woman could kindle a fire and summon their God at any second. Not your ways, the Lord ways. Not your ways, the Lord ways.
Read out.
Life and death, choose his ways. Read.
And to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, that thou may live and multiply. And the Lord thy God shall bless thee in the land whither thou goest to possess it.
Keep reading.
But if thine heart turn away, so that thou wilt not hear, but shalt be drawn away and worship other gods and serve them, I denounce unto you this day that ye shall surely perish.
Keep reading.
And that ye shall not prolong your days upon the land, whither thou passest over Jordan to go to possess it.
Keep reading.
I call heaven and earth to record this day against you.
This is being recorded, family.
Bring it out.
I called this day against you. Read.
That I have set before you life and death.
Think about this right now. What do you want, man?
Bring it out.
What's going to soothe your soul? For real. What do you need? What is it, man, that you need to feed that flesh? Life and death is what the Lord put before us. Life and death. Life is peace, love, joy, happiness. Love for your family, your wife, your husband, your children, your home, your family.
That's right.
That's life. Like, what else do we have other than that in life? What else do you have? What else? Life and death, free.
Blessing and cursing.
Blessings and cursings. Blessings and cursings. Blessings and cursings. Blessings and cursings. Read.
Therefore, choose life.
Choose what?
Choose life.
Choose what?
Choose life.
Choose life. Brothers and sisters, read.
That both thou and thy seed may live.
Go to Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 34. Go back up to the slideshow. Is phase 2. We in the basics. This is when you learn the basics. Phase 1. You go to that phase 1 of your awakening. You find out you're a Hebrew Israelite. You see different teachings. You see the power of the brothers on a corner roaring like lions. You're intrigued. Go back to phase 1. Now you go and you're being awakening. The Lord is calling you out of darkness into this marvelous light. This is a brand new life for you, sis. This is a brand new life for you, brother. You're being awakened. You're being called out of darkness into his marvelous light. Now your spirit is being bored. Now you're trying to get everything. Go to the next slide. Now you're understanding and you're learning about the basics now. You got the Bible open. Again, some of you brothers and sisters never opened up the Bible before. You learned you was an Israelite. Now you got the Bible open. Now you got the scripture open. They open to you now. Now when they open to you, you learn the basics. basics of life, the basics of the commandments, the 10 commandments. We learned about the Passover and the feast days. You learn about the Feast of Tabernacles, Leviticus chapter 23, verse 34. Read this.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 34.
Read.
Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, the 5th day of this 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles for 7 days unto the Lord.
Read.
On the 1st day shall be an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
Go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 50 and verse 1, 50 and verse 6. Then you learn about new moons. Do you remember the process? For you brothers and sisters, you going through the process now. And these processes are going to take over your whole life. You're going to go through your awakening phase. You're going to be at home in your awakening phase. You're going to be at the job at your awakening phase. You're going to be at your mama house in the awakening phase. You're going to be at the gas station in your awakening phase. That's all you're going to be able to see. It's an explosion in the mind. Transformation of change of the paradigm is what they call it. Okay? Right? Then after you go through that awakening phase, now you're learning the basics for brothers and sisters. See, you see what I'm talking about? You learn the basics in doctrine, right? You learn fringes. You learn a man got to have a beard. You learn the sisters, the dress, the head wraps, the basics. You probably enter into a congregation. You probably enter into a camp.
That's right.
See, this is the evolution of it. This is the full phase of it. This is the full workings of the Lord. Now you're probably inside of a congregation. Now you're probably going to a Feast of Tabernacles. Now you're probably going to a Passover. Now you probably see your brothers and sisters inside of a congregation. The basics. You go through these things, the basics. You learn about the commandments. You learn about these things. The basics. You learn about it. So you learn about the different days, and you learn about different, matter of fact, go to Ecclesiasticus 33 and 7 real quick. 33 and 7. You learn about the different days, the new moons. Okay? The high holy days, the days you start to get rid of those things. Okay, now I don't eat pork no more. Now I don't eat shrimp no more. Now I don't do Christmas no more.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
Okay, the basics. The basics. Ecclesiasticus chapter 33, verse 7. Read this.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 33, verse 7.
Read.
Why doth one day excel another?
This is when you start learning about the different days and the different seasons and the oracles and the ordinances of the workings of the power. Read.
When there's all the light of every day in the year is of the sun.
Keep reading.
By the knowledge of the Lord, they were distinguished, and he altered seasons and feasts. Some of them hath he made high days, and hallowed them, and some of them hath he made ordinary days. And all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of earth.
This is when the understanding you learn about the basics. Phase 1, phase 2. Put me back up on the slide and go to the next phase. Now, this is the ceiling that we got to break for my brothers and sisters. And go to Proverbs chapter 7 and verse 1, okay? After you go through your awakening phase, and these phases last longer than each brothers and sisters, right? It's nature. And after you go through your basics, man, you learn these commandments, right? You learn, okay, thou shalt not. I'm supposed to do this. You can't do that, right? You learn the commandments. You learn the law. And you start to go through these routines, right? New moon, Shabbat, Passovers, right? Which are all beautiful because all of those are essentially holy convocations.
That's right.
That's what it's made for. It's made for us to gather, right? So beautiful things. But now, brothers and sisters, you have to take this application that you done been awakened for, the basics and knowledge that you come to the Shabbat every weekend to get this understanding. You have to apply it to your life.
Bring it out.
Put me on the main screen. What good is it, brothers and sisters, to be awakened? I'm an Israelite, to learn all of the basics and learn these commandments and learn the precepts and learn the breakdowns if we don't implement them into your life.
Bring it out.
What's the point, bro? Some of us, that's that ceiling that we at. Right there. Phase 1 and phase 2 probably done took over most of our lives. That's all we got.
That's right.
But now it's talking about the point to where now, brothers and sisters, you gotta live life. That right there, our brothers and sisters, is. And when you think about life, what is life? What is life? Again, it's the man, the woman, the child, the home, and the family. We fumble in the bag.
Bring it out. That's right.
After the awakening phase, fumble in the bag. After the basic knowledge of the phase, fumble in the bag, because we refuse to put these things in our lives.
That's right.
And none of these things are bad. I see the comment. Changing your name, Khan. I'm not demonizing these things. I'm showing you exactly the process you're going to go through. Okay?
That's right.
And for most of us, it's much needed. But then you're going to get to that point to where you still got to take care of your wife.
That's right.
Sometimes we forget. You still have to be a wife to your husband. Sometime on that, we forget that right there, man, it brings us down, the basics. You a man, bro. You got to give a vision to your house, man. You a man, bro. You got to have a plan for your house, man. You a man, bro. You got to be able to get everybody at that house.
That's right.
Success. The Israelites, we are successful. The Israelites, we are God-chosen people.
That's right.
We're not bottom dwellers.
Bring it out.
We God-chosen people. And we must get this understood to be able to take our lives back. Think about all of the things that gets us just up and down. And we know that we Israelites, we know the commandments, man. The Lord tells us that if we keep the commandments, we'll be blessed above all nations. But some ain't right. We ain't broke that ceiling yet.
Bring it out. Right. Teach.
You see what I'm saying? The Lord promised us. Go to Deuteronomy 28:1. I'm trying to show you the missing link. The missing link. That's what I'm trying to show my brothers and sisters, to bring them to get some clarity in their lives.
Bring it out.
You see that, man? Deuteronomy 28 in verse 1. Read this.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1.
Read.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken
diligently, read
unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Just hear his voice. You hear the Lord's voice everywhere you go. Read.
To observe
what he telling you to do. Read.
And to do
what these actions, what he tell you to do. Read.
All his commandments.
With everything that the Lord guides you every day. Read.
Which I command thee this day.
Which the Lord has commanded us. Read.
That the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Go to Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 1, because that's a very powerful statement. The Lord said that he was going to put the Israelites above all people, all of the earth, if we do his words.
That's right.
If we listen to his voice. We all say we keep the commandments. We all say we listen to his voice. And sometimes, man, life, it make us feel like there's no end on it, man.
That's right.
If it makes us feel like that is sometimes life is overwhelming.
That's right.
Especially for a man, how it is, the pressures of man. We're gonna be talking about that here in a second. But the Lord said that he was going to put us above all nations on the earth, and the nations have to follow us. We have to start implementing these things into our lives. And what is the other nations going to follow?
Bring it out.
Are they just going to come to church with us?
Bring it out.
Are you understanding what I'm saying? Deuteronomy, still building up this premises. Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 5. Read this.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 5.
Read.
Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments.
Statutes, judgments. Read.
Even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do in the land whither ye go to possess it.
Read.
Keep therefore and do them. For this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations.
Wisdom and understanding in the sight of the people. Read.
Which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
Keep reading.
For what nation is there so great, who hath God so nigh unto them, as the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon for him?
Keep reading.
And what nation is there so great, that hath statutes and judgments, so righteous is all this law, which I set before you this day?
Go to Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 1. I'm putting that on you, brothers and sisters, spirit, to understand that if we are taking on the form of Israelites, that means that we have to be alike. We have to get our lives together. What is lives? Man, woman, child, home, family. That's all we got. That's all the Lord gave us, is our family. Family is life. What are they going to follow then? Are they going to follow a nation of people that know the commandments and their lives messed up? Are they going to follow a nation of people that don't want to bow down and get their own affairs together?
Bring it out.
Is that what they're going to follow? Intelligence, success. That's who we are. And we have success by each and every one of us, man. We understand the core values of life. It's the man is so important. That woman is so important. The children is the next generation. Having a home, food, and water, and family.
That's right.
Tell me something, Art. What else you got? Tell me something, sister. Tell me something, sister. What else do you have? The lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life keeps us away from the simplicity of what the Lord wanted. The Lord wants us, man, to be blessed.
That's right.
The fruit of the womb, the fruit of the business, the house, the war, the love. The Lord commands us to love. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Bro, love your wife like you love the church. Wife, honor your husband. Take care of them children. Sometimes we forget about that, brothers and sisters.
That's right.
Sometimes that aspect of it is what brings us down. Sometimes that aspect of it is what gets us all boggled up in our minds. If the nations are going to come to Jerusalem to serve after these people, we all got to have our houses in order. That's the foundation of the neighborhood. That's the foundation of your race. That's the foundation of your society, is the man and the woman and the children.
That's right.
Everything is built off that. That's what the Lord gave us for a possession. Isaiah chapter 2 in verse 2. Read this.
The book of Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 2.
Read.
And it shall come to pass in the last days, that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountain.
This is where the Lord is going to establish his people as the utmost righteousness, as his children, as his flock. Read.
And shall be exalted above the hills.
All the hills the Lord is going to exalt it. Read.
And all nations shall flow into it.
All nations are going to have to flow into sup under the Lord's mountains. Read.
And many people shall go and say.
Many people shall go, and many people shall say, read.
Come ye.
Come ye to this mountain. Come ye to this people. Come ye to this nation. Read.
And let us go up to the mountain of the Lord.
All of the nations of the earth are going to want to come up to the mountains of the Lord. Read.
To the house of the God of Jacob.
To the house of the God of Jacob, the plain man. Read.
And he will teach us of his ways.
All of his ways is what the mountain is going to teach us what the other nations need this light. Read.
And we will walk in his path.
And we're going to walk in Jacob's path. Jacob is the way of life. Read.
For out of Zion shall go forth the law.
Zion is going to go forth the understanding and the laws. Read.
And the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
And the word of the Lord and his spirit is going to come from the people. Read.
And he shall judge among the nations.
See, the Lord is going to sit at the top, man. The nations is going to sit. The mountains is going to judge among nations. Read.
And shall rebuke many people.
Many people that's not living according to the spirits. Read.
And they shall beat their swords unto plowshares.
See, no more of this hatred, or no more of the flesh. It'll be more of the spirit putting down your swords and bringing them into plowshares. Read.
And their spears into pruning hooks.
And your spirit's going to be into pruning hooks, the mountains of God. Read.
Nations shall not lift up sword against nations.
Nations shall not lift up swords against any nations. No more flesh living in the spirit. Read.
Neither shall there learn war anymore.
When you think about that in the nations coming up to the mountain of God, what do we look like?
Bring it out.
What's it going to look like? I'm going to tell you what it's going to look like. It's going to be the man. It's going to be the woman. It's going to be their children. And it's going to be their family. At the end of the day. Yeah, it might be a kingdom. Yeah, you might have armored guys there and horses and protecting battle formations and stuff in a city. Con. But after when they come to that city, what are they going to see? They're going to see the man. They're going to see the woman. They're going to see the children. They're going to see the family. They're going to see the house.
That's right.
Are we showing that? Are we showing that?
Teach.
Bring it on.
Are we showing that? But we want slaves.
Bring it out.
And we desire to have other nations to serve under us. What are they going to see?
Bring it out.
What are they looking at? This is the last opportunity we have to reclaim back power over our lives. And power is the family.
That's right.
That's the power. It's
right.
the family. It's the family. How many broken homes do we got in our neighborhoods? How much turmoil in our neighborhoods? How many of you Israelites going through it right now? So I'm giving you to realize that's what life is. Go to Proverbs chapter 7 and verse 1. Oh my goodness. Time to take back power of our lives, brothers and sisters. Take back power of your family. Take back power of your house, man. Because this system is going to make it forbidden for a man and a woman to be together here real soon. They're going to outlaw it.
Bring it out.
You don't believe me? Shit. You see what they're doing already? They are. It's going to come to pass. The little boy can be a girl. The little girl can be a boy. You speak up against that, you go to jail.
Bring it out.
They coming.
Facts.
They coming. They coming. They coming. Uh-huh. Proverbs chapter 7, verse 1. Read this.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 7 and verse 1.
Read.
My son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee.
Keep your words, man. Lay up the commandments which you read.
Keep my commandments.
Go through your first phase of your awakening. Go through your second phase and learn the commandments. Learn the basics. Learn what you're supposed to do after you go through your awakening since your first phase. After you learn the basics of your second phase, sis, do not forget to do this, brother. Do not forget to do this, sister. Read.
And live.
And what?
And live.
And what?
And live.
Some of you brothers and sisters that came into the church house and you done stopped living your life.
Bring it out.
And it's weighing on your spirit.
That's right.
And it's weighing on your soul. And it's weighing on your mind. You want to live, don't you? But it's something that won't allow us to do it.
Bring it out. Teach.
You want to live, don't you? You want to live. You want to live, don't you? But it's something that it is that doesn't allow us to do it.
Teach.
We got to get the family back, man.
That's right.
We have to understand that the basics of our strength, of what life is. When a man gonna pass away, when a woman gonna pass away, the first thing they're gonna look at is the children.
That's right.
That is your life. That's your literal life. Your child is your literal life. You husband and woman, the man and the woman, you are one flesh. Y'all are one life. You see, our brothers and sisters, man, this is the last opportunity that we got because this system is pouncing down on us, man. The man, the woman, the child, the family are all at risk.
That's right.
It's at risk, man.
Right.
It's at risk. It's at risk. Some of you brothers selfish. Some of you sisters selfish. You don't want to realize it. It's at risk, man. And we gonna in the number one thing is at risk is the marriage. We still ain't got it right. As a whole, okay? So don't individually, like, you know, I don't know everybody. As a whole, something about this marriage stuff. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus 25:1. Something about marriage. You know, when you married to someone, that's a large portion of your life, isn't it?
That's right.
Because being married is life. And when you marry, you have children, right? And the children are a large part of your life, right? Because children are life.
That's right.
That's all life is.
That's right.
That's all life is. Why do we got these things running up in our minds, man? What is it that has us going crazy and not being able to focus up and down every day when the simplicity of life is the family? What is it about marriage that the man and the woman can't agree together? What is it about it? What is it about this marriage, man? What is it? Why don't we see more marriages? Why are there not any more ceremonies, marriage ceremonies, the marriages? Why is there not more marriages between our young men's and our young women's? Brothers and sisters out playing the fence until they 42, 43, 44. I want to get married now.
Bring it out. Right. That's right.
That lower your quality of life because marriage and family and the children and the woman and the man is life. That is your life. That is life.
Bring it out.
You're gonna do other things. You're gonna do different things. This is what I'm telling you, family. We have to reclaim it. If we don't reclaim this, man, we easily indestructible. We easily gonna be destroyed if we don't have the strength of the family.
Bring it out.
All our power gonna get ripped away from us, man. They can do anything to us because we're not large in numbers, bro. We're not family. We ain't clicking up together, being family. That is the life. That is the strength. That is the way. Ecclesiasticus chapter 25 and verse 1. Read this.
The book of Ecclesiasticus chapter 25 and verse 1.
Read.
In 3 things I was beautified.
The Lord said 3 things. I was beautified. Read.
And stood up beautiful both before God and men.
Physical level, spiritual level is both beautiful on all sides. Read.
The unity of brethren.
Unity of brethren in the heavens and in the earth is both appreciated by the Lord and beautiful. Unity. Read.
The love of neighbors.
See, the unity of brethren and the love of neighbors is family. The unity of brothers and love of neighbors is family.
That's
read.
Right. A man
Read.
And a wife
and a woman. Read.
that agree together.
That is life. What else good? What else do the Lord got to tell us? What else do the Lord got to tell us?
Bring it out.
Huh? How many more like what is it? For the marriages out there, man. For the marriages. When we gonna get it right? I applaud you, brothers and sisters, for getting it right. But for my brothers, man, and my sisters with these marriages, when we gonna get them right? What else is it that? What else is it? What else do you want? What else do you need to complete your life? If all life is the water, the bread, the family, and a place to stay, what else do you need? Ecclesiasticus chapter 36 and verse 22. The family, we got to get back our power. And I'm speaking to you brothers real quick, man, inside of our homes for you brothers. In the marriage, talk to you brothers real quick. In the marriage, Ecclesiasticus 36:22. Read this.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 36 and verse 22.
Read.
The beauty of a woman cheereth the countenance, and a man loveth nothing better.
Hey, my brother, love your family, bro. At the end of the day, a man don't love nothing better than his wife. Bro can say he do or act like he do. It ain't nothing better than a man love more than his wife.
That's right.
Man, that man throw them shoes away. Man, that man to drive that car. He'll drive that car off that damn bridge if he had to choose his wife or the car.
That's right.
He gonna drive the car off the bridge.
Bring it out.
That's right.
Take care of these sisters, man. That's all they want. That's all they need. This is very pivotal. If the other nations are going to follow us, we must get our families in order first. See, after the awakening stage, after when you go through your basic stage, now you got to take these commandments and live. And what is life? It's the man and the woman and the children and the house and the family.
That's right.
You got to take care of that now. Now you got to live, brother. You got to live, sis. You got to live. Some of us, we afraid to fail. Some of us, we don't want to do different things. Some of us, we in this shell. Some of us, we in this bubble. Get up out of it. Ecclesiasticus chapter 9 and verse 1. See, the Lord is demanding us, man, for that home. It ain't good for that man. It is very a threefold cord is not easily broken. It's a representation of family, bro. You by yourself, sis. You by yourself. Family is the way of life. Three of them. You can't break the family. You can't break the family. We have to get this in order. Ecclesiasticus chapter 9 and verse 1. This is for my brothers. Read this.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 9 and verse 1.
Read.
Be not jealous over the wife of thy bosom, and teach her not an evil lesson against thyself.
Keep reading.
Give not thy soul unto a woman to set her foot upon thy substance. Meet not with an harlot, lest thou fall into her snares.
When you think about this, man, the strength of our nation is the family. When the people come and see us to worship, they're going to see a family.
That's right.
Multiple families.
That's right.
Man, woman, children together. Brother, you got you a woman, man, keep your eyes on her. This is why I say it's very important to understand about your basics, and you understand when you opening up the Bible. Focus on that woman and enhance your life. Read.
Use not much the company of a woman that is a singer, lest thou be taken with her attempts.
Keep reading.
Gaze not on a maid, that thou fall not by those things that are precious in her. Give not thy soul unto the harlots, that thou lose not thine inheritance. Look not round about thee in the streets of the city, neither wander thou in the solitary places thereof.
Go to Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 1. That family, the marriages, brothers and sisters. Speaking for my brothers, let's do better. Because that's all you got, bro, is your power, is your family. That's the lineage that we gonna pass on. Is the family. When the people come and see the nations, what are they looking at? Are they coming to see a people that's worshiping on the Shabbat? Family messed up.
Bring it out.
The core values of our people, the core values of our nation is not building up the home. Is that what you mean? Listen to what the scriptures is telling us. How important that these things is. And for my sisters, don't tear down your own house, man. For my sisters, don't tear down your house. Don't do it. You may not get another one. You see what it does, man? That causes gentrification.
That's right.
That causes separation of wealth in the family. That causes separation of the family. Sister, don't tear your house down. You see, the Lord told us to keep his commandments and live your life. Since you in that house with that man, y'all live are together. That's your life now. Do not tear your house down.
Bring it out.
If the nations got to come up and they watching us and they watching the way that we observe it and they observe it in the way that we do things and the way that we treat each other, they are not going to come and see a kingdom of priests and a kingdom of holy people and the woman tearing down a damn house.
That's right.
No. It's the last opportunity that we got. I'm telling you, man, it's an all-out war on us. It's an all-out war on society. It's an all-out war on humanity to completely disrupt nature.
That's right.
And a boy can be a girl now, then turn back to a boy, then be a he, she at the same time. What the? Man and a woman not together no more. Woman and man not together no more. Proverbs 14 and 1, read this.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 14 and verse 1.
Read.
Every wise woman buildeth her house.
That wise woman, she gonna build her house, read.
But the foolish plucketh it down with her hand.
That causes a lot of problems in our neighborhood, sisters. Man, splitting up these families and stuff like that, man, that take away our power over our own lives.
That's right.
One person in a household with income now, you're supposed to have two people in the house with an income. It make things harder. Being able to watch the children, you got two people being able to watch the children. Now it's only one person. It make it harder.
That's right.
If we take care of the simplicity things in life, we could become that nation, the kingdom of priests for real. Because we got that worry up off of us. We got that stress up off of us. We got that monkey off of our back of life. Let's go to St. Mark chapter 8 and verse 22. Mark chapter 8 and verse 22. You understand, brothers and sisters? Mark chapter 8 and verse 22. And again, we have to start bearing fruit. We've been through the first phase. We all should be awakened, right? We've been through the second phase, and some of you brothers and sisters are going through this right now. You're going through that second phase to where you get brought in, you get taught. Now it's time to take back that power over our lives. We got to get the family back together. For my sister, if you on your own, you better fight. If my brother, if you on your own, you better fight. But these commandments that we have, when we walking, we're not going to be lusting anymore. We're not going to be committing adultery anymore. We're not going to have hatred towards our brothers anymore. We're not going to be stealing and killing anymore, but we still got to live life.
That's right.
My God, man. Get up out of that second phase. That's what I'm trying to get the people to understand. That third phase, we got that ceiling. That third phase, we got the ceiling. We think that the Passovers and Feast of Tabernacles and the precepts, that's it. You have to take those and implement those into phase 3. Go back up to phase 3 on the slideshow again. You have to implement the awakening phase and put in the basic phase of the knowledge and put this into your life for third phase. So now we can have a light on us when we walk in. That's what the nations are going to see. They're going to see us, man, in glory. Like I say, I don't know if other brothers and sisters, if you had the opportunity to get out of the United States, if you had the opportunity to get away from your own neighborhood and you have an opportunity to see cultures of other people, it's beautiful when you see other people in other nations. When you see them, they get on that airplane and all of them in grandmama, granddaddy, aunt, uncle, mama, daddy, son, daughter. Man, it's powerful.
Bring it out.
It's powerful. In our nation, we divided. Mama don't like daddy. Daddy don't like mama. Mama don't like this son because daddy had a daughter by another woman, and then the daughter come out looking like the other woman, so the mama don't like this child, and then now it's a division in the child. They breaking up these different homes. Keep the commandment and live, my brothers and sisters. And sometimes we forget. Sometimes that we don't understand that a man has to provide for his house. The woman has to be there to be there for the children. And it's an evolution. And you keep happening over and over again. That's what make the wealth. That's what make the community. And the man don't want to be with the woman no more. The woman don't want to be with the man no more. The children, they want to be out stealing and killing now. The Lord said he sees us as trees. He sees men and women as trees. Are you bearing fruit, sis? Your tree dead. You bearing fruit, boo? Your tree dead. We should all be growing in the spirit. We should all be enhancing our lives. The things that we were struggling with 3 years ago inside of the body, man, through the wisdom and the understanding and the counseling. We was dealing with that 3 years ago. It should be in the past. Dead and buried with sins.
That's right.
Dead and buried. Dead and buried. But we refuse to implement these things in our lives. We want the easy way out. Nah, sis, you gotta fight. Nah, brother, you gotta fight. Mark 8 and 22. Read this.
The book of Mark, chapter 8 and verse 22.
Read.
And he cometh into Bethsaida, and they bring a blind man unto him, and besought him to touch him. And he took the blind man by the hand, and led him out of the town. And when he had spit on his eyes, and put his hands upon him, he asked him if he saw aught.
See, this is what the man is seeing after being awakened. Read.
And he looked up and
said, read.
I see men as trees.
I see men as trees walking. Read.
Walk. After that, he put his hands up again upon his eyes, and made him look up. And he was restored, and saw every man clearly.
Go to Matthew chapter 7 and verse 17. This is why it's very important for my brothers and sisters. We need to start taking our lives more serious, man. Hey, be serious about your home, my brother. Okay? Be serious about that. That's your legacy.
That's right.
That's your memorial. Be serious about that, man. Say, your wife, bro, hey, be serious about that. I had a clip, for my brothers again. Your wife, be serious about that, man. Don't take her for granted.
That's right.
Don't look for your wife, and you husbands too. I mean, for you wives too. It's very important. Don't get those spirits on you, man. She was a 10 at first. Now she a 2 in your eyes. She's somebody else 10. He a 10 at first. Now he a 2 in your eye. He's somebody else 10.
Bring it out.
The Lord said he see man in his trees. Are you bearing fruits or you're not bearing fruits?
Bring it out.
We got to simple this up. Success. Being able to grow, fruitful, multiply, man and woman and a child. Think about it again. Matter of fact, put it in the chat. What else you got other than your man, the woman, the wife, the child, and the home? What else you doing? What else you doing? Because that is life. That is life. When you think about your life consists of that. Your life consists of your husband. Your life consists of your wife. Your life consists of your mother. It consists of your father. It consists of your children. It consists of your home. It consists of your family. What else you doing? Going to the basketball game, going to the football game, going to the mall. That ain't your life. That's your life. Matthews chapter 7 in verse 17. Read this.
The book of Matthew, chapter 7 and verse 17.
Read.
Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit.
The good trees, you're going to bear the good fruits. Read.
But a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit.
Now, when you understand, you go into that third phase. Now you understand you went through the awakening. Now you go through the process to where you learn your doctrines and stuff. Now you're going to find out what kind of tree are you when it's time for you to actually implement those things into your lives. When you get awakening, you're really not implementing nothing into your life, essentially. When you learn the basics, yeah, you learn in the feast days and you learn the traditions, you implement them into your life. Now I'm talking about the real things that's going to affect your family.
Bring it out.
Scripture say, man, don't work, don't eat.
That's right.
Scripture say a woman better not tear down her house. The scripture say the inheritance of a man is in his children. The beauty of a countenance to the man is that woman. The woman is the crown to the man's heads and fat in his bones. That is life. What are you bearing? Read.
A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit. Neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Wherefore, by their fruits ye shall know them.
Go to Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 27. And we come into an end, brothers and sisters. A short sermon today. All praise to the Most High and His Son. Had a little difficulties, but we got through. I'm pretty sure that this is good enough for the people to be able to sup on this. The man, the woman, and the child. We need to take that a little bit more seriously. Sometimes, man, the only reason why we be using these scriptures is to cut somebody.
Bring it out.
For real. Most of the time, brothers and sisters, we using this Bible to cut people. Yeah, I'm gonna leave them leaking. I'm gonna cut them, leave them leaking. I'm gonna cut them. Nah, bro, you gotta cut yourself, man.
Bring that out.
You gotta cut yourself, sis.
Bring it out.
That's what the Bible for. The Bible is for us to get the understanding and to enhance our lives. Just imagine, brother, how much more of a quality of life if you lock down your house. You get everybody in your house on the same page. That woman gonna know that she gonna be there and you ain't going nowhere. You gonna provide, you gonna have church. Just imagine what that monkey you get up off your back. Just imagine what the children, if we get the normal life aspect of things taken care of, then we can go out and be great. But it's hard to be great, man. It's hard to manifest these things. It's hard to get these things into reality when you ain't got your life right.
That's right.
You awakened. You got the knowledge, but we can't find the ways to get our lives right.
Teach.
Matter of fact, go to Romans chapter 7 and verse 12. Romans chapter 7 and verse 12. This is the ceiling that we need to break. Then you're going to start seeing more brothers and sisters start to speak out more. Then you're going to start seeing more brothers and sisters start to get up out their cage and start to show their talents more. This is when you're going to start to see brothers and sisters start to really be the person that the Lord wants them to be, and we can get all of the people. See, in the nation of Israel, you read it all the time. Masons, leather workers, accountants, treasuries, secretary agents, builders. We can't even get to that point because our lives messed up.
That's right.
Fix your life today. Don't go another day without it. Don't go another day without making a plan. This is the last call that we have, especially in America, to get our life right. They putting us on the streets.
That's right.
Cost of living not coming down. Cost of food not coming down. No more jobs are going to be available. They putting us on the streets. You're going to need your wife, bro. You're going to need your husband, sister. You're going to need your family. You're going to need your sons. You're going to need your uncles. You're going to need your... This is the last opportunity that we got to get our lives right. And especially for our brothers and sisters that have been walking in the Israelite movement for 5 years, for 4 years, for 6 years, for 3 years, for 7 years. And lives is still at a gamble. And each man and each woman know exactly what you got to do. Don't you know, sis? The Lord tell you every day.
That's right.
You know exactly what you have to do, brother. The Lord tell you every day. Listen to his voice. Listen to his voice. Listen to his voice. Don't be stiff-necked. Romans chapter 7 and verse 12. Read this.
The book of Romans, chapter 7 and verse 12.
Verse 13.
Verse 13.
Read.
Was then that which is good made death unto me? God forbid. But sin, that it might appear sin, working death in me by that which is good, that sin by the commandment might become exceeding sinful.
Keep reading.
For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under sin.
Read.
For that which I do, I allow not.
This is the thing that we got to get over, brothers and sisters. The things that you understand, you don't even have the power to do it. Read.
For what I would, that do I not.
The things that you know that you're supposed to do, taking care of your family and strengthening your resources, we find ourselves not doing these things. Read.
But what I hate, that do I.
But the things you know you're not supposed to do, you find yourself over and over doing it, don't you? Man, my goodness, we got to get it fixed. Read.
If then I do that which I would not.
If I'm doing the things that I know that I'm not supposed to be doing, read.
I consent unto the law that it is good.
Keep reading.
Now then, it is no more I that do it.
This is the struggle that we go through. No more that I that's doing these things that I know that I'm not supposed to do. Read.
But sin that dwelleth in me.
It's the sin that take over our lives. Get it off. Read.
For I know that in me, that is, in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. For to will is present with me. But how to perform that which is good, I find not.
Keep reading.
For the good that I would, I do not.
The good that I would, I do not. Read.
But the evil which I would not, that I do.
I still find myself still struggling with my lives. Read.
Now, if I do that I would not.
If I know that I'm living how I'm not supposed to live, read.
It is no more I that do.
It is no more that I have control over my spirit. Read.
But sin that dwelleth in me.
How many of us sin controlling our lives?
Bring it out.
And I'm not going to ask you to put a 1 in the chat or anything of that nature. But how many of us sin really control our lives?
Bring it out.
The Lord told us to go to that ant. Ain't got no guide, no overseer, or no ruler, but that ant provides its meat in its season, giving us the simplicity of things. When you're talking about we understanding the simplicity of life, when you think about in your head, life simple, right? Oh, I just gotta, just gotta go to work. I got a couple children. I take care of them, and pretty much at home. I like to chill, like to be home. My daughters, my sons. When you think about life, it's simple, ain't it? But then you see how the system make us just bombard and just haywire off of something that's very simple. This is the last opportunity that we got, brothers and sisters, to really reclaim our salvation, to really reclaim our homes, to really reclaim the things that we have. Okay? And this is the last scripture, and we're going to end it out on this. Matthew 4:4. All praise to the Most High and His Son. Hopefully you brothers got edified with this, man. This is just trying to get my brothers and sisters to understand that phase. Go back to the slideshow again. this next phase. I've been talking about this next phase for a minute, but I'm going to continue to drive in this next phase. The first phase. Go to the first phase. When you go to the first phase of you being awakening. Matter of fact, go over, start all the way over from the front. Right. No, right there. The chief thing is what the Lord wants us to understand is life and water and bread and clothing. That is what life is. And brothers and sisters, as Israelites, we have to get a grasp on that. We have to fix that first. If we want anyone to follow us, if we want the Lord to come and do anything for us, we have to get our families together first. We have to. Mothers be mothers, fathers be fathers, grandmothers be grandmothers, grandfathers be grandfathers, aunts be aunts, uncles be uncles, children be children. Because the chief thing in life, what life is water, bread, and clothes. Next slide. You're going to go through the first phase when you get through this walk. You're going to be awakened, man. You're going to be hit with Israelite stuff. Israelite stuff just going to be pounding down on you. It's going to be like a download, new information. You're going to be awakened. The Lord bringing you out of that darkness into his marvelous light. Now you know you got to change. You start learning more things. Go to the next slide. Then you get into the basics. Then after your awakening phase, then you learn about the precepts. You learn about breakdowns. You learn about the Shabbat. You learn about the Passover. You start keeping these things, the holy convocations, the new moons. You maybe even enter into a congregation. Then you start coming in. Then the knowledge and wisdom and understand. Then you go to the next slide. And most of us Israelites, we stop right there. And we forget about our life. We should have more success. More brothers and sisters using this word to their advantage. More success. More family. More children. More defense. More success. Using the oracles of God to our advantage to strengthen our families. This is the last time that we have. This is what the other nations are going to follow. When they see that, they're going to follow that.
That's right.
They're already following all the carnal stuff, hat backwards and sagging and rapping and stuff and all the little stuff.
Bring that out.
That little dummy stuff. What about if they see us coming together as family?
Bring it out.
They're going to follow that too.
That's right.
So again, all praise to the Most High and His Son. Hopefully brothers and sisters got a little something from that. Praise the Lord.